Hey everybody. Today I'm going to be doing part 2 to the Openbox to macOS theming video. So basically it's just making Openbox look like macOS Ventura. And just to make one thing clear, I'm not trying to make it work like Apple or like a macOS. I'm just making it look like a macOS. Okay, so these functions may be all on their own. They may do different things than what a Mac does, but the whole purpose is just to make it look like a Mac OS. Not to make it work like a Mac OS, to make it look like a Mac OS. Okay? So don't get it twisted and don't think that I'm trying to create a Mac system on Openbox. I'm just trying to make it look like a Mac OS. Okay? And in the last video, I was going over this part right here on top, where it says System Settings, File, Edit, View, Window, Help. And I figured out what this is. I was trying to figure out what it was and why it was here. And basically, let's say like this would be like if I opened up System Settings, and instead of having the menu that opens up on the window, it opens up on the bar up here. So this would be the menu for the System Settings on an Apple. Now, obviously, we don't have that here. This is Linux, and we're an Openbox. So all this is it just looks good. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. So let me open up my Part2 manager, and I believe that's window button 2. Yeah, system settings. I'm just going to rename that to desktop. Click apply. Okay, see, now it's desktop. But another thing I'm going to do is on the font, I'm going to change it to bold. So right now it's Cantrell regular. So let's take it to Cantrell bold. All right, that changed it up a little bit. Click on OK. So basically what this would be, let's say like if I was on a Mac and I opened up this program, instead of having these theme button here and help, it would actually show up here. But like I said, you know, this is not actual Apple system. This is Linux. Of course, there are other desktop environments that actually do this, but Openbox is not one of them, and not especially not with the Part2 panel. All right, so I hope that explanation makes sense now. So I just added some basic functions like to this. I just set it to open up the Openbox configuration manager. But you can set these to open up whatever it is you want. I can even make it a drop down list and make it look like an actual list using YAD if I wanted to. But right now, like I said, it's all about just making it look like a certain system. So I guess another thing I want to do now is I'll open up Firefox and I'll go to let's go to clean.org. And let's just get a macOS icon set. So let's see right here. Go to Linux and Unix desktops. And let's go to, just go desktop themes. Let's go back. Icons. Let's just go to icons. And where do I search? I guess I search here. No categories, matching Mac OS. Let's go to full icon themes. Let's try Mac OS here. Nothing. Let's just go through them and see if we can find a Mac OS. Mojave Circle. I know yeah, let me try that. Let me try searching for Mojave. And it still says nothing found. All right. That's I didn't mean to click on that, but I did. So I don't want the circle ones. I want a more square with roundish corners. So I guess Catalina, would that be something Apple related? Let's take a look. It looks like it is, but see, is there another page? No other page. But they look rounded, so I'm gonna skip on these. Like I said, I'm looking for more of a squares with round corners, kind of like the way these look. All right, let's go to the next page. So Mojave is what I'm looking for, I believe. Or here we go. Here we go. Big Sur. Big Sur seems to be the one. There you go. And I only have one option. Beautiful. I hate it when they have like 10 million options and you have to select one. So one option makes it all that much easier. Alright, let's go ahead and download these and place them in the icon folder. Alright, clicking on it opens up the extraction. And I'll just click on extract and go to icons and extract. Alright, I'll quit out of that. I'll close the web browser, and now I need to open up a file manager. No, I want to open up customized look and feel. Alright, let's look at the icon themes. We have Big Sur Night, Big Sur Transparent Panel. Let me just do Big Sur first, see what happens. Now let me try to go into the Cairo dock settings. Go on appearance, style, icons. Let's do it Big Sur. Click on apply. All right. So that changed these. Click on close. So again, if I open up a file manager now, I should have the all right. So I don't know what the files look like. I mean the file icons, but I guess I could do a search. Okay, so it looks like they're just regular folders. Let me open up Nemo again. Yeah. All right, and that looks like the GNOME desktop. The GNOME window manager. But let me alright, so let's see, I'll just leave that like that, but does that make it look more like it? Hell, I don't know. Just making the icons look bigger, do anything. Alright, we'll just leave it like that. Like I said, I'm just trying to make it look like a macOS. I'm not trying to make it work like a macOS, just make it look. Now this is definitely looks like the GNOME desktop. So is GNOME trying to look like a Mac? Or is Mac trying to look like GNOME? You guys let me know. Yeah. I don't like this and the way it operates, so this is what I'm gonna do. Cairo dock, and I'm gonna go to quit. Yes, I want to quit Cairo dock. Okay, so now that I've created a separate 10.2 panel, let me show you how it's set up. Let me show you the configuration file, which is this right here. And what I did is I named it tent1rc.tent2.rc, and I click on save as, and I saved it as that file. So now every time I want to edit it, I'll just go onto here and I can edit it. I can move it to the top. I can move it back to the bottom. And one of the things that I had to play with was with the ignore compositor settings. So click on it, removing it, adding it, changes it up. All right. So basically, you have to add your tent2rc and rename it, and then to open it when your system starts, you open up your file manager. You navigate to your config, go to your Openbox file, open your auto start, edit it, and you see right here, this is the regular 10.2, which is the top panel right here, and this one right here is the second 10.2, and I'm pointing it directly to the file I created. So 10.2-C, and then the location of the new file, and that's your second panel. And if I wanted to create a third, I could just repeat this, create a fourth, repeat it, create a fifth, and so on. So one of the things I want to show you right here on this is that we have some settings here. Let me open this up. So if I want to edit the theme itself, for example, right now it has rounded corners. I go to my backgrounds and well, let me make sure I'm on the right panel first. So I'll select this one because this is the one we're going to edit, the tent1rc. Click on the edit file, go to backgrounds, and from this menu, you have a few right here, and I selected the panel. So go to panel, scroll down. First, the border color, it actually has a color. So you want to customize it and set it all the way to transparent. You do that, and then you come down here and you add a border. And basically the border width, all that's doing is make it look like it's floating. So the border is invisible, but it is that thickness, it still gives it to it, but it's invisible. So it gives it the theme like if it's floating itself. And then right here you have a setting for corner radius. So I set that to 16. So I set the border width to 6 and the corner radius to 16. You click on apply, and that gives it that look. Now you don't have to have that look. Let's say, for example, I just go ahead and remove the border. I just put this back down to 0. Click apply, and bam, it goes back down. So you don't have that floating effect anymore. All right, and that's pretty much how that works. And that's how I got my second dock. And basically, here, let me open up 10.2 settings again. Basically, what I did to this one, let me go back to the edit, and I go to the panel items, and I basically removed everything on here, and I just added 4 buttons. which is these two and these two. And then in the middle, I put a taskbar. And the taskbar is right here in the middle. And one of the things I did with the taskbar is I go to the task buttons, and the only thing I have is select icon. And then the maximum width, I changed the width to 58 so it can match the other icon sizes, and also the height. I just made it so it could match, or at least look similar to it. And then I removed the show text, the center text, the show tooltips, the thumbnails. I just removed all of that. The only option that I have here is show icon, and change the size and width, the width and height of the taskbars. So these are actual taskbars. So if I click on this, it'll make it large, make it small. You see how I do that? Make it shrink back down to the window. And so basically your task manager is right here in your dock panel. And then another thing I also did was right here on the length, it doesn't matter what the size is, because I have this option right here that's selected that's called compact. So if I remove it, you see how it extends the panel itself? So what I did is I set it to compact. And then let's see what happens if I click on ignore compositor. All right, so seems to be the same. All right, and that's how I just created this panel. Basically, it's the same thing as a 10.2 panel. I just removed the buttons, I removed the launcher, I removed the clock, I removed everything. And all I have is just buttons and the task buttons. And that's all it is. And basically, I just, using the icon set to make it look like a Mac. And that's how I achieved that look that I have with it now. And you can see as it gets smaller, it shrinks and all that. That's because I have that compact option selected. So that's just a little trick with using the actual 10.2 panel to create a dock. All right. And as we go along in these videos, I'll explain better other functions and things like that, and do different things. Like I said, I'm just trying to make it look like a macOS. You know what I mean? It's just a skin. That's all it is. All the functions are still going to be Linux. You're still going to do everything like a Linux. It's not going to change anything. It's just a skin for your system. And for those that like using Openbox and don't want to use any other type of desktop environments, this is a good thing to know so that you can, make your computer look however you want it to look. When you got other desktops like GNOME and, Cinnamon and all the KDE, all those, they have theme sets that can do this. And the good thing, I guess, about those is that you could do it with just a click of a button. Just select the theme and it, pretty much changes everything for you on the go. But this is just, like I said, this is just more of a skin, just to make it look like, like a Mac OS. Just on the surface. Just on the surface, we're making it look like a Mac OS. In the guts, it's still going to be good old Linux, and it's still going to perform like good old Openbox. All right. So, like I said, this is part 2 of this series. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If not, you can just go ahead and give me a thumbs down. We'll be fine. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. That way I can reach that magical spot. All right. And I'm out.